Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel, every Monday I get to drop a sweet gameplay video for you. And today we are trying out equipment because some sweet new cards have arrived in Phyrexia, All Will Be One, that make equipment look like a very playable archetype. Let's read off the new ones because what they do is essential to making this deck tick. First up, we're going to read Kemba Ka Enduring, 1 and a white 2/2 legendary cat cleric. Whenever this or another cat enters the battlefield under your control, attach up to 1 equipment to that creature. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. Nice. And for 5 mana, you can make a 2/2 white cat creature token. The other crucial equipment card is Jor-Kadeen, the First Gold Warden. This one is a 2/2 trample for 2. It's a human rebel. And whenever this attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control. Then, if Jor's power is 4 or greater, you draw a card. You know I love drawing cards. It's one of the only ways to get me to play a deck like this, is to trap me with some card draw. Just suck me in. So that's exactly what we're doing. The other crucial new card is Nahiri, the Unforgiving. I feel like she was never forgiving. Ask Soren. Soren knows. Anyway, this one is a white-red Phyrexian hybrid and a white for a 5 loyalty planeswalker with completed. The +1 is interesting until your next turn. Up to 1 target creature attacks a player each combat, if able. +1 is discard a card, then draw a card. And the 0 exiles a creature or equipment card with mana value less than Nahiri's loyalty from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it. The token gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. So Nahiri, combined with these creatures, creates this consistent pressure on the opponent if you can keep equipment around. Nahiri, of course, can also bring an equipment back just for a little while. The equipment that we're playing in this deck, we've got some from Kamigawa that are very crucial. This is Ogrehead Helm and Rabbit Battery. They do 2 things in one. They're a creature and an equipment. So those are very solid, and they do work with the equip abilities of Kemba. They do count for Jor-Kadeen when they are reconfigured to a creature. And the Ogrehead Helm in particular says draw 3 cards on it. Yes, you have to hit the opponent. Yes, you have to sacrifice it. Yes, you have to discard your hand. But I'll do a lot for a draw 3. So that works for me. Then the other cards that we have here, you might not have seen this one out of Dominaria United. Hero's Heirloom, 2 colorless for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 as long as equipped creature is legendary, it has trample and haste. The dream is you drop this and then you drop Kemba, and because these are legendary, you have 5/4 trample haste coming at the opponent on turn 3. That's fun. You can also get a sweet 4/4 hasty attack out of Rabbit Battery on turn 1, and then Kemba on turn 2 or 3, and then equip it. And then also we've got Sword of Forge and Frontier. That is a new sword. It completes the sword cycle, finally. It is the one that affects Gruul colors, red and green. It gives +2/+2 and pro red and green. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top 2 of your library. You may play those cards this turn. You may play an additional land. I love that. I love that you can play lands when you exile them. I love that you can play lots of lands if you exile them. The advantage from this card is sweet. We haven't had a sword in standard for a while, so I'm looking forward to see how it performs. Rebel Salvo. This is another new card, but it's the best removal by far for this archetype. It has affinity for equipment. First time I think I've ever seen that. So it's cheaper for each equipment you control. It does 5 damage to a creature or a planeswalker, and that permanent loses indestructible. So let's go, Sheoldred. We've got a little salvo for you. The rest of the deck, we picked 8 of the best cards in standard in these colors to tie the room together, and it's Fable of the Mirror Breaker and the Wandering Emperor. And both of them actually really have some sweet synergies with other cards in the deck. Fable, of course, works well with everything, but in this deck in particular, one of the worst things that can happen is you run out of creatures to put your equipment on. Fable is just at its baseline, doing nothing else. It's 2 creatures in 1. Being able to Rabbit Battery and hasty your reflection of Kiki Jiki the turn it flips is really, really fun. And my favorite synergy in this deck with the Wandering Emperor is forcing the opponent's creature to attack me with Nahiri, and then using Wandering Emperor to slice it in half. You're going to really enjoy this. I was surprised by the power and potential of this of this equipment pile. Equipment has gone through a lot. It seems like there are cards in every set built for equipment, but has it ever been a mythic playable competitive archetype? Many people would say no. I think it's been close, and now it feels like it might be there. At the bare minimum, it's only a couple more cards away, but we're going to play it in mythic. We're going to play it in high mythic, and we're going to see how high we can climb. Let's dive in. Let the equipment nonsense begin. We are on the play. We've got the heirloom. Should be pretty solid. And if we draw another land, we get the fables, so we'll keep. You love this with the free equip. It really does want the free equip very badly from Kemba. So Jorkadeen, we wish it was a Kemba in this spot, but we'll take what we can get. Opponent taking their mulligan decision all the way down to 0. Let's see if they can get back in time to take a turn. Okay, they're here, and that's a deserted beach. So let's go with the creature first. Let's try to apply pressure, especially with a Fable. If they use a removal on Jor, then they don't have one for the Goblin Shaman, and we know the Goblin Shaman can get out of hand. Esper colors so far. They don't have any timeouts. Better make a play, opponent, or you might not be able to use that counter spell. Okay, they have made their choice. They're going to kill it. Let's see if they regret that once the Fable gets cooking. Kaito. So, we've got a Planeswalker deck. We have the 4th land we need. The cards we have are good. I wish we could play Sword and equip it, but we won't be able to. The Salvo is good. We can equip the Heirloom and hit the opponent pretty hard. If it's legendary as Trample and Haste, otherwise we're hitting for 4. Makes the opponent really want to remove this. I think we might be better off with a Wandering Emperor, and I'm going to submit 0. I think our hand is good. Of course, we get an opportunity here to play around counter magic. Maybe we're supposed to take it. Protection from red and green won't help, though. It's the wrong colors. You know, I think I like playing the sword and using the salvo on the Kaito. The opponent will attack first, so we'll get a little window here to do something. They want to draw a card with their Kaito, so once they attack, we can go after it. Actually, we should go after it here and now, because the opponent only has 1 mana available, and they're about to have 2 thanks to the Celestus.
No big deal.
So we deny them card advantage, but they are ramping. If they have bigger Planeswalkers in the future, that's going to be bad. They held back like they're going to block. That surprises me. It's probably so that the Sword of Forge and Frontier won't hit them. If they have a removal spell, though, we kind of want to force it so that they don't hit our Fable. Let's see if they have a removal spell again. But if they use it here, they don't have it for reflection. Okay, that works. Go over here and see what they can do. They do get a Celestus trigger, although I used mana and moved stuff around. I didn't play a spell. Oops, all edicts. Must be nice. Must be very convenient. But they're down to 2 cards left. Is this a Wandering Emperor turn? I think it is, especially with all the mana they have open. Another land, and they didn't use the Celestis with it, so they might have Kaya or other 7 mana monstrous threat like Toxrill. Oh, they don't have any instants right now, though.
Anyone who harms my people
That's a big deal.
blade strike true.
Let's see if we get a hit in. We do. We get to play an extra land and we get to play the battery. That's amazing. So we could play around a sweeper effect by putting the battery on our 4/4. And I think that's a really prudent play. It's really tempting to slam a Fable here. I'm going to put a +1 on the battery.
Remember your training.
I'm going to reconfigure it. Oh yeah, this has protection from red. Okay, so I can't reconfigure it to the 2/2 as protection from red. I could move the sword to the battery, then reconfigure it here. Oh, that's shifty. I do think they're gonna blow everything up. So if I do like this, and then like this, the rabbit battery is protected from a sweeper effect, and the sword is still on the battlefield. Ninja goes after the Wandering Emperor. But yeah, it's very important to have a creature down. That's how we keep the sword pressure very active. Well, there was no getting around that. That's too bad. This gives haste though, so we are back on the offensive. So pretty good draw on the Kemba. Let's go ahead and make it hit even harder. You're dead next turn. Better do something good. The Eternal Wanderer. What is that going to do? It can make a 2/2 double striker. Yep. That won't stop us completely, but we can't get through and actually win.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
They have to block. It's just going to absorb 2 of the damage. So then they go to 2. All right, we're going to play out the hand. This is going to put the most pressure possible on the board. And if they have another Farewell, we can cast Wandering Emperor on their end step, make a 2/2 and win. If the opponent, if they want to, they can use Emperor to kill the Ka and choose the Goblin Shaman as the survivor, but that is still a lethal threat. And they're going to exile the Kemba, okay? I said the Ka, the Kemba, Ka Enduring. Okay, 2 cards up. They probably have a removal spell. Do we go for the Wandering Emperor and go for the win? We don't have to think about it anymore. They're going to wrap it up. Apparently they didn't have a stop for the last creature. Our opponent goes first. We have the awkward Sundown Pass. So unless we draw a white source, we don't have a perfect curve, but it's okay. And looks like we get to deal with mono red. If we can buy enough time, the Sword of Forge and Frontier gives protection from red, which can be a big deal. And we drew another red 2-drop. Let's go ahead and poke them with this rabbit battery. I don't expect to block. Epicure is going to get another +1/+1 counter. And another Epicure. This is mono red. All right, I have some blockers. I would really love the battery to survive so I can play Jor Kadeen and make it a 4-4 immediately. The opponent has mechanized warfare, so everything does a ton of damage. So I guess we just have to trade off because it's too much damage and we're not going to outsize it anytime soon. We just have to try to keep our life total reasonable. So let's drop Fable. Ow. Keep trading off. Just try not to take damage. Rabbit Battery is pretty cool. I'm going to discard Nahiri. I think it just doesn't help us in this situation where our opponent is running us down. I really want to keep the sword, man. I just don't know when or how I'm ever going to get it equipped, but maybe I can play it this turn if I find a land. Let's discard one of the Jors and the Nahiri. Oh, we didn't hit. We didn't hit. We needed a land there so we could go battery. All right. I think I play battery. Then do I hold up salvo? The more equipment we get down, the better. But man, did we need that land. Maybe I just drop the sword and hope they can't hit me with a creature this turn. If they don't have a hasty creature, let's go for it. We might actually be able to block something. It's a big risk, though. If they have a hasty creature and it hits us, our fate is almost sealed. Play with fire, we go to 9. They scry to the bottom. Play with fire, we go to 6. They scry to the bottom. Okay, not a creature. Come on. Not a creature. Not a hasty creature. Monster. We go to 3. We still don't draw the land. All right. I have to play another... I think I have to play the salvo on the chick. Because now we're down to like any damage is just lethal. So I guess I play this. Because I might draw a Kemba. No, I'll just play the battery. Show them what's up. Then reconfigure here, make it a little bigger. So it's going to have to block. Mono Red still has 2 blood tokens. They have a lot of ways to find the burn spell they need. No chick attack. I don't know how to process that. I have no idea what's happening. Okay, we're down to 1. It's a good draw. Very weird play. Wandering Emperor is in our deck. That can gain life. I think we just have to start getting in there. Where are those lands, man? Found them. We've got the salvo if their draw is a haste creature, so cross your fingers. No burn spells. Blood token. Mountain gone. Card. Phoenix chick. Do they attack with this one? They do. Salvo. It's not over. Gonna draw cards here. Would really love to hit a Wandering Emperor. Also, this is going to attack. So let's keep something back. Kemba. Iganjo. Can't use the channel ability from here anyway. Play the Heirloom. Play the Kemba. Free equip. All right. We can win next turn. We need them to brick on this blood token and their top deck. It can't be a Phoenix Chick, and it can't be a burn spell. But when has Mono Red ever not drawn what they need in the history of time? Blood token. Impulse. These both trample. This absorbs enough. We have to play another equipment. Just go bigger. I don't know how I get so lucky when I record for this channel, man. We'll take it. We go first, and we have equipment on equipment on equipment. Hats on hats on hats. We might get to see the fabled awesomest thing that I love about doing with this deck, which is using Nahiri to bring back the Ogre Head Helm from the graveyard, hit the opponent, and draw 3 cards. Because it's cards. Because I like drawing cards. Do we attack with this battery? I know we're going to play a Helm. This is a tough choice. Because part of me really wants to block the recruitment officer if it attacks me, but maybe we just err on the side of aggression, huh? We are the one who knocks. Okay, they want to take out the equipment. Not flashing this in. They're trying to dissuade me from attacking. I will never be dissuaded. How about a double block? Do you dare? No, they do not dare. Decline. We don't need all those cards right now, but do we need a Nahiri? That would be interesting, just to have on the battlefield. Let's bring out the star of today's show. So, I think the plus is to make this creature attack me. Because if they play the veteran, who gives all soldiers +1/+1, they can just attack my Nahiri to death. So we don't want that to happen. And there it is. Now see, they were trying to attack Nahiri, and now they're like, huh? Wait, what? Wait, you're making me, huh? What? All right, and they decide face is going to be the place. Wandering Emperor. All right, let's discard this other Nahiri and draw. We really need to hit the land. Beautiful. Now let's see what they do. Classic soldiers. Always just charging in there. Let's see if they do it here. There's also a cool combo with Nahiri and Wandering Emperor that I really hope I get to do, which is that Nahiri can force something like the veteran to attack, which maybe they normally wouldn't do. They're going to bounce Nahiri with Otawara. Okay. Oh, they did all attack, and you plus the veteran. I like that. This will dramatically reduce the effectiveness of their attack.
I am almost sad to see you go.
Extra land, good. Do we play the Nahiri again? I think I just want multiple helms. Actually, we could pay the life, cast the Nahiri, oh, and draw 3? We do have to pay life, which is risky, but I'm not leaving Nahiri. I'm not leaving you behind.
I will bring absolute order to the multiverse.
All right, I'm going to make this thing attack me. So if the frontliner attacks with it, they can't attack my planeswalker.
Show me what
We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on this one. This is going in,
Edge in this fight.
and we draw 3. It's a lot of land, but we can keep filtering those lands with Nahiri. The veteran and another frontliner. All right, they've played out their hand and we know what we have to deal with. They also have a potential buff with the beachhead if they draw one more land. You're in a pretty good swarming position. This game is not over. Let's make a samurai. Let's play Jor Kadeen.
Protect the people.
You can give haste and trample with the heirloom. I do want to keep the pressure on them. In fact, we can do this. If we bring back the helm, they really do need to block it, or we get another 3 cards. And this is what I love about this. What you gonna do? Oh my goodness, it's so good. All right. Blockers assembled. Here's the beachhead. Are they all going to swing? Dude, this soldier player only knows one way to rock. You kind of have to respect it, right? I think those are the good blocks. Hopefully the opponent kills Jor Kadeen because we have another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number of equipped creatures you control. Oh no, I have to math. So put this here, and it gets. This is an equipped creature. Also, we can bring back. Oh gosh, this is a lot of math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's lethal. Let's move. So this is 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. Let's go!
Strike fast and
Equipped creatures 4. The win! You love to see it. Top 100 with Boros equipment is within range. Let's see if the Duskwalker can stop us right at the precipice. The Darkar Wastes, blue and white. I know that one well. It is usually the bane to an equipment themed deck. That feels like it might be soldiers. Didn't it feel like they could have played something there, so it could be resolute reinforcements? They would definitely trade something with the battery. I think we try to resolve a spell first and see what we do before we attack. Is it the helm? No, it's the helm. If this resolves, I'm not attacking with the battery. I'm too worried that they're going to play a creature. The resolute reinforcements and ambush my battery. And battery plus Jor Kadeen is really good. They're thinking. No attacks. No plays. And now we see Rafine's Tower. This doesn't mean they don't have the resolute reinforcements, though. They definitely still could. I definitely don't want to go for the Jor Kadeen and run right into this. The card is too good. I want to go for a Nahiri or a Fable, and I think it's a Fable. I will attack with the Ogrehead Helm and see if they use their mana. Would you like to discard your hand? Decline, no. It resolved. Okay, they're letting me build a board. This means they might just blow it up. That's too bad. We lost our rabbit battery, but we get to play Nahiri. We found a battery. Okay, I think that this is still like the best way to put pressure on them. Also gains card advantage. But Depopulate gives it away. This is a hard control deck. This is Planeswalkers and Sweepers. It's always the toughest thing for an equipment deck to beat. And it's my favorite type of deck to play. So I have an idea about how to beat them, but man, does it drives me crazy. Drives me crazy to lose to them. So you might see me have a little meltdown here. Just stay tuned, it'll be fun. There's the Absence. Battery endures. They have the open mana. We don't have the land to equip the sword, but we can equip the reflection. We just have nothing to copy, which is not good. I think I'm going to try for a Nahiri. I think something's getting countered here. Maybe they'll counter the sword. Let's lead with that. Okay, they will counter nothing and like it. In that case, if they have a Restoration of Iganjo, this is going to feel bad, but they don't play too many of that card. Usually just one. Okay. Oh, never mind. They must have a Farewell. Ta-da! Love it. They're everywhere.
Stand up and fight!
I'm sorry, Nahiri, what? It's kind of creepy. I wish we had played this last turn instead of the sword. I should have game planned for Farewell. Now they're all open mana. Does this resolve? Does this resolve? It's a lot of value. All right, there's the counter spell.
There is no running.
9 life. 9 life. I don't like our position one bit because clearly they don't have lands and they have a lot of good reactive cards. But it doesn't mean we're out of it. We need more threats.
Show me what you're made of.
Here's the heirloom. Feels like a Wandering Emperor. I'm about ready to scoop to a Wandering Emperor. Not yet. I wonder why they waited so long with that. I mean, I memory deluge on the opponent's end step a lot. I would have done that sooner, but okay. They've got the Emperor. We need a top deck.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
I said we need a top deck.
Cowardice won't save you.
If we go for it now and get it countered, it's so sad. And we don't have a way to give it haste, so we wait. Mirix. Plus.
Remember your training.
Like I said, I hate losing this way so much. Nahiri doing a lot though, has a lot of loyalty. Am I gonna get this hit in? Probably not, but we have to try. Well, the attack's going through. That means we get to draw. Sweet.
I guess that's that.
We had to go after the Emperor there because we didn't have the mana for the salvo for sure. And if the Emperor untaps, they just exile Jor-Kadeen with the -2. But if we untap with Jor-Kadeen, we have Plaza of Heroes, which might buy us 2 turns to finish this game. Of course, it won't help against Farewell. Oh my lord. White Sun's Twilight. Okay. Hard mode. They can block. So we get this.
Destroy.
This is 7 poison. It's not over. Eat life. We're gonna need a big draw. Down to 12. Eat life. We could definitely pull the right equipment. So I honestly think if I had held a sword and played Nahiri instead right before that Farewell, I can't believe I didn't play around Farewell. That's something I'm usually good at. I think we could have won this game. And we still have a shot here, but let's just assume they have any card that does anything good here. And I think we're gonna die. But let's see. Flashback the Memory Deluge now. Okay. It uses a lot of mana. I'm hoping they like take a counter spell and not one that exiles, and they counter like a creature I top deck, and then I bring it back with Nahiri and then equip it up and then find the win. All right, they pick their 2 cards. They probably don't suck. Wandering Emperor, that is not good enough. Not good enough to save us from Toxic either. If we decide to be defensive, we're so many short. So, we have nothing to get back. Right? Equipment card. Yeah. There's only one play, and that is to dig.
Cowardice won't save you.
Again. Although now, using mana on this, I don't know what it could be.
Flesh stands no chance. Show me what you're made of.
I mean, that was the card we needed sooner. It's gonna come up short. And that's assuming they have nothing. Yeah. Well, thanks for the rope on the way out. You win. No top 100, blocked by the thing I love the most. But equipment will be back. It's up to you now, loyal viewer. Go forth, pick up the sword, and see how high you can climb.